inside of the recipe card on mobile. So basically ads, like one of the smaller ad units that performs well is 300 and I think it's 300 pixels wide. And so if your reader's phone is like, let's say that their phone's 320 pixels wide, the content area for where that ad would go might only be like 280. I know I'm throwing out a lot of numbers, but usually there's a whole bunch of space on the side of your recipe card, and then maybe a border, and then more space on the side of your post. And then depending on your site, there actually may be a third instance of space, which makes your recipe card area really small, which means your ad doesn't have a ton of room to display. So I'll show you in here how we can turn some of that off. So let's start with that, because that is the only, like, you change that only in this template editor. So just to show you guys, I'm in WP Recipe Maker. If you go to template editor, you can change out the layout of your template however you want. I'm on a staging site for Erin's Kitchen. So we're going to be working with what I already have kind of set up for her, but I have a template that we're using just called EK. And if I edit that template, I have these options that I know I went over a little bit in a previous live. So in order to give the greatest amount of space, I'm going to pull up and show you what one of these looks like. And I'm using a new browser that I don't totally know how to use. Okay, so this is like the smallest screen I think you'll see anymore. 320 pixels is maybe like an iPhone SE. Most iPhones I think are 414 pixels. But let me go down to her recipe card, which may or may not be using this exact thing, but see how there's space right here. There's this white space, and then inside of this area, there's white space. When you're editing your template, okay, hold, I don't know how to use this browser. Here. This is not her exact template that is showing on the front end, but essentially we can get rid of some of the space. We can get rid of this border and then any space inside by editing our template and then removing some of that information. So like my border, I can say I don't want a border. I wonder if I can click. I can't do none, but I can say border with 0. And then it doesn't look like there's a padding option in here, but you will, like all of the templates, even his default ones, if you go into edit CSS, there's going to be a section in here that has the padding. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so here's this template, and then here's the padding, and I can just delete that, or if you prefer, you can do padding 0. And then now there's no spacing here, and there's no border. So that would be a really easy win if you are running ads and you want to make sure that your recipe card can fit an ad as well as possible. Otherwise, like your ad company might add custom CSS, or you might have some negative margins and stuff like that. But if you are DIYing and you need to fix it, this template editor, and then removing some of that CSS, removing the border. Okay, so that one, like I would just click save and that would show up.